Welcome to Acrylic Arts Academy. Today, we're diving into a beautiful Impressionist-inspired painting, Monet's Lily Garden. This tutorial is designed with beginners in mind, so don't worry if you're new to acrylics. You'll be amazed at what you can create with just a few simple techniques. Before we get started, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more easy, inspiring painting tutorials. It really helps us grow and keeps us motivated to bring you new content every week. Let's begin by preparing our canvas. We're using an 8 by 10 inch stretched cotton canvas, but feel free to choose any size you're comfortable with. First, squeeze a few drops of Ultramarine Blue, Viridian, Cobalt Blue, and Titanium White directly onto your canvas. Don't worry about being precise. This is where the magic of Impressionism begins. Using a slightly damp stationary sponge, start spreading the colors around. Use a dabbing motion, gently pressing and lifting the sponge. This technique helps the colors blend in a soft, natural way without completely mixing them together. Notice how some areas will naturally blend, while others stay bold and distinct. That's exactly what we want. Think of it as capturing the shimmering reflections of water and patches of greenery. Aim for a bluish tone around the corners of your canvas and a lighter, almost glowing area in the center. If you need more paint, simply load up your sponge and keep going with raw, spontaneous strokes. Don't overthink it, just let the colors flow. Don't worry about being precise. This is where the magic of Impressionism begins. Use a dabbing motion, gently pressing and lifting the sponge. Next, grab your half-inch flat brush and load it with Cobalt Blue, straight from the tube, no added water. Start adding random flowing strokes to create the base of the water and hints of movement. These strokes don't have to be perfect. Think of gentle ripples on a pond. Now, using Sap Green and Light Green, again, directly from the tube, start adding leaves to the upper half of your painting. Use thick paint and stamp your brush in quick, linear patches over the cobalt blue areas. The contrast between the greens and blues will give a rich, natural feel. Avoid overmixing your colors. Leaving some rough, bold strokes will actually enhance the depth and movement of your painting. Switch to a smaller flat brush and load it with a portrait tone or any soft, peachy pink color. Lightly stamp the brush over the lily patches to create the delicate blossoms. Add a few strokes of lemon yellow and white to bring in some highlights. These touches of color will make your lilies pop against the cool background. For depth, we'll add shadows to the lily patches using a mix of black and green. Apply this with a dry brush blending technique. This means your brush should have very little paint and no added water. Gently drag the brush to create soft, shadowy areas under the lilies. Now, using sap green and light green, again, directly from the tube, start adding leaves to the upper half of your painting. Use thick paint and stamp your brush in quick, linear patches over the cobalt blue areas. For depth, we'll add shadows to the lily patches using a mix of black and green. Moving to the lower half of the canvas, use your flat brush to paint larger but fewer lily leaves. Mix sap green, white, portrait tone, and light green to create a variety of shades. Apply the paint with bold, spontaneous strokes. Think of how lily pads spread across the water's surface, overlapping and floating freely. Don't worry about perfection. The beauty comes from the spontaneity and texture of your strokes. Now, for a splash of color. Mix red and white to make a soft pink tone. Using your smaller flat brush, paint flower-like strokes on top of some leaves. Add a few of these blossoms in the upper part of your painting as well, making them smaller to create a sense of distance. Don't forget to add shadows under the leaves with a mix of black and sap green. Blend them gently into the green reflections in the water. This small detail adds depth and realism to your scene. To brighten the entire lily garden, add more titanium white in the background using the dry brush technique. Lightly sweep the white across areas where you'd like to highlight, especially in the center. Remember, Impressionism is all about quick, expressive brushstrokes rather than fine details. Take a step back, admire your work, and make any final adjustments you'd like. You've just created your very own Impressionist lily garden, inspired by Monet himself. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please like this video and subscribe to Acrylic Arts Academy for more easy step-by-step painting lessons. We'd love to hear how your lily garden turned out, so feel free to share your experience in the comments below. Thank you for painting with us today. Keep creating, keep exploring, and most importantly, keep having fun with your art. See you in the next tutorial.